Hi everyone, welcome again to Bake Your Way Kitchen. On today's video I'm going to show you how to make date orange bars. And not everyone's a fan of dates, but I've actually grown to like them. And I originally started having them in date squares, and they're really versatile in so many things. And upcoming I'm going to have a date recipe which involves making a chocolate pudding with dates, like kind of a healthier version than the traditional cream, eggs, and chocolate. Now, I'm making this is just a basic square recipe, and it's actually a 1-bowl recipe, so even better. So what I'm going to do first is take a 1/4 cup of butter, which is a little bit more than softened. I had this, I left it out at room temperature, but I had it over my stove, so it melted a little bit too much, you could maybe say. So got a little bit of butter there, and that's pretty well creamed. When you have it that soft, it doesn't take long for it to cream. So now what we're going to do is add 1/2 cup of brown sugar. 1/2 cup, that's 105 grams. And just give that a good mix. Let me just switch to my whisk for a second, incorporate some air in here. Starting to really come together. And now is the time, you see it clumping up like this, now is the time to add in our egg, 1 large egg. That was the worst egg crack in the world. I'm usually better at it than that. I did get 1 shell in here. My bad. Ignore that. I usually crack it in a separate bowl. I don't usually do it on the fly like that. There we go. So we've got pretty much most of our wet ingredients in, not all. So what we're going to do now is add in some vanilla extract, or I always love to use vanilla bean paste. I try to incorporate it in as many things as I can. So that was about maybe a teaspoon or 2. Now I'm going to add in, this is where we start to get part of the orange. I've got a clementine here, so really use clementines at this time of year because they're in the winter time, because they're very sweet. So you just pick up on the sides. Now I want to stress to you, when you're taking and I've mentioned this before in one of my ingredients analysis videos, very important, if you are taking the zest off an orange or a lemon, make sure you wash it thoroughly. You want to make sure that it's completely clean. And also preferably get organic so that there's less pesticides and less of a chance that you're getting it directly in your dessert. So just try to get around the clementine. We want that to really brighten the flavors with some orange. We already have it very sweet, and the citrus kind of cuts that back despite it being sweet. So there we go. Just add a little bit more. You can't ever get too much. There's our clementine zest. Mix that in. It just brings out a whole other element. There we go. Alright, so next we're going to add in our dry ingredients, or some of our dry ingredients. I've got here 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and I've got 1 cup of flour. So we're going to add that in and start getting that mixed in. As I'm mixing this in, I'm also going to add in a 1/4 cup of milk, some toasted chopped hazelnuts. You could use almonds, peanuts, cashews, really whatever suits you. And there we go. We are also going to add in some lemon juice, or not lemon juice. I'm going to add in some clementine juice. About a 1/4 cup is what you're looking for, so about 1 juicy clementine should do it. That should do the trick. Wow! There we go. So we got our orange juice in. If you don't have any oranges, you could just use orange juice and then forget about the zest, but it's always nicer to just use the real deal. Now, we're going to add in half a cup of these chopped dates. You can finely chop them and have them as fine as you want. I like to do this in a food processor. I don't know, I just hate chopping dates. I find them annoying. They're very sticky, so I like to put it in the food processor. So, we're mixing that in. As an optional step, and I might add a few, is I'm going to add in some mini chocolate chips. So, I'm not going to add all of them, but I'll add a few. That should be good enough. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. But I think orange and chocolate go well together. I think chocolate and dates go together. I think it's all fantastic. Oops, just get some of that sugar that's stuck on the spatula. Whoa. Oh, before I forget, someone actually emailed me because I had a recipe where I was using this in another video, and someone asked me where I got this. I just got this at Williams-Sonoma, so if anyone has that same question, that's where I got it. Alright, so this is our mixture right here. And so we're going to put this in a 9-inch pan. Now these are going to be very thin. So if you want to make them thicker, you could do this at an 8-inch. Alright, let's put this in. And you're going to want to grease your bowl, or your, I can't speak today. You're going to want to grease your square pan before putting it in your 180 degree Celsius oven. I probably should have made that clear in the intro of the video. My mistake. So we're just going to spread this out as evenly as possible. There we go. That looks fantastic. There we go. Alright, we are pretty much there. So this is our, you can see there's a lot of stuff going on here. So we're going to put this in. I'm going to try to even this out. There we go. I'm very particular, as I've told you before. So I'm going to put this in a 350 degree oven, 180 degrees Celsius for about, I would say, 20 to 25 minutes. You're looking for it to rise a little bit and also develop a little bit of a golden brown color. I'm taking these squares out of the oven, and they're very nice. It's a little spongy. And I used an offset spatula, help me, just to really take away from the sides. So I'll just cut a small piece, just a small amount. It's still cooling down, but I just want to show you the consistency we got here. So it is more of a cakey consistency. It's not like a dense. It's very airy. I'm gonna give it a try and see how it tastes. You know, I'm really glad I added in that chocolate. It's very subtle, the chocolate, because I didn't add too much. That orange is perfect. You really don't need more orange than that. It's really a good amount. And then the only thing I could say is maybe you could use a bit more dates. But always, anything with dates is good. But I just think that these flavors go so well together. I think they're instant crowd pleaser. I think even people that are not fans of dates will fall in love with this recipe. I hope you give this recipe a try. It's absolutely delicious. Please subscribe for more. Thanks so much for watching.